Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing well and your articleship hunt is also going well. I have been getting these queries that Didi, should we choose Big Four or should we choose Big Tens or should we go for mid-size firms? See, ideally it is everybody's personal choice, okay? But at the end of the day, you have to decide some factors. You have to weigh the pros and cons of both, okay? So I'm here to tell you how to do that. I'm not going to tell you which is better because ultimately it depends upon you, what you want from life. Are you currently looking for financial factors or not? Do you want to work in big fours or in better companies when you become a CEO, or do you want to start your own practice? All these factors and many more factors, they are something that will influence your decision for articleship. Trust me, your articleship counts a lot in your CA journey, okay? It will lead you to better interviews when you qualify as a chartered accountant, and it also creates a sensibility for you to prepare for your CA finals, because as I'm an audit, so I am very comfortable with audit because I've already done those things in real life and in very detail, okay? So that's also something that articleship benefits you for, and you've already understood how corporates work. So all these are the factors that we're going to talk about, but very systematically we'll discuss big fours versus mid-size. When I talk about big fours include all your big tens, even big 15s you can say, but not more than that. उसके बाद वो मिड साइज या स्मॉल फर्म्स हो जाता है. Okay, so if I talk about big fours in general, so the first factor which I feel that every aspirant will choose a big four or a mid size is your study. How will you prepare for your CA finals? See, I understand very well that in Big Fours you will have a lot of work pressure, okay? You will have long working hours, even sometimes your weekends might be working. And when there's this season, not just your weekends, you are expected to work more than your regular hours, maybe 9, 10, 12 a.m. You might be expected to work till that. But at the same time, mid-sized firms, the thing is not like that. Even in your seasons, I don't think you have as much pressure as big four articles have, okay? And what I feel is in mid-sized firms, you can cope your studies and even your college better than you can cope with big fours. Even you can take out time for yourself if you want to have, some classes for some language, or maybe you're aiming CA plus some other degree like some CS, CFA, CMA, something you're aiming, CPA, ACCA. If you're going for these courses, then articleship in mid-sized firms is always preferred because you'll have time not just for your CA preparation, but also for the fact that you also are pursuing another degree, okay, another professional course, I mean, okay. But I will not say this is the correct comparison because I have seen the side of big fours. So I can tell you that if you're choosing mid-size just because that there will be less work pressure and all that, and you might get more time to study. See, I work in Big Four, and it has been 4 months. Okay, I can tell you that right now the season has just started, and in December also I was very busy because there was a client which was going for the IPO. Okay, but I still, on an average, I'm able to study for 3 to 4 hours every day. Okay, if I talk about today, what was my schedule? I woke up at 6, I studied from 6 to 9, I got my cab, we went to the client place, we worked till 8 p.m. At 8 p.m., we booked a cab. I reached home. I haven't changed and I started recording. Okay. And I know that after this recording, I will study for one another hour. So it depends upon you how you want your life to be. Okay, it doesn't matter अगर तुम्हें दिन के 5-6 घंटे फ्री मिल रहे हैं, तुम लोग उसमें क्या कर रहे हो, that is what matters. And the bottom line is, जितने भी रैंक होल्डर्स होते हैं सीए फाइनल में वो सारे बिग फोर वाले होते हैं. सो ट्रस्ट मी, व्हेन यू हैव दैट shiddat, okay, when you have that determination to clear your goal, to aim for ranks, and to even qualify in your first attempt, all those things fall back into place when you are dedicated and you are managing your time well. When you know that your articleship has just started, for example, me, 4 hours has like 4 hours में I'm not just studying CA, I'm also studying my BCom because I have my college exams in May, and I have no idea about the subjects, and that's why I've started studying for that also. I have college assignments also, so I have a lot of work to do. Okay, that's why I prioritize those things. And not just that, we have so many sessions of EY also, so you have to manage your time. That's what I'm saying. So if you're thinking that mid-size is better than big fours just on the basis of the fact that you will get time to study, I will say cross that out. Okay, if you're a person like me who knows when to prioritize what, then big first is the fixed deal for you. But if you feel that you genuinely need time and maybe you want, you everybody has their own pace. Okay, so if you feel that the work pressure, you need 2-3 hours of comfort every day. Okay, you cannot be like एक month मिल गया एक month नहीं मिला, then choose mid size. Okay, because big fours में work pressure होगा ही होगा. So rather than joining first and then leaving, एक ही बार कर लो. Okay, anyhow, the second factor why I've seen people join big fours is that in future they want to join big fours only after becoming a CA. So here I will talk about how it looks on your CV. So of course, a big four organization will always look better on your CV because you have fought with the competition during your CA intermediate only, where there's nothing much you can do, because in CA intermediate, just on the basis of that, it doesn't matter if you have a top tier college or not. At the end of the day, your CA inter marks matter. Like, have you cleared or not in the first attempt or not? Okay, things like those, they matter. However, when you're a qualified chartered accountant, a lot of things matter. Okay, that's why the competition in articleship is less, and not the competition is not less, but the level of questions they ask in the interviews and the kind of hiring process difficulties you face during the articleship, they are much more less than what you encounter when you have cleared your CA. Okay, that's why it's always better that you have gone through the phase of qualifying for a role in a big four organization. Then when you become a CA, it becomes easier for you to get into better jobs. So this is one of the reasons. But I will not say that mid-sized firms don't offer that. It ultimately depends upon what kind of work you're doing in an articleship. Even in your big fours, if you have not done much work, it doesn't matter, because if a mid-sized firm article has worked on better clients, like not on better clients but on better areas, and he has more knowledge than me, he's going to rock the interview. I'm going to shit the bed in the interview. Hence, that article or the person with better articleship experience in terms of work exposure and in terms of the knowledge he has, he would of course be prioritized. Okay, so even that factor, I will say that at least your CV gets shortlisted. But at the end of the day, it depends upon how well you present yourself in the interviews. Okay, so even if you have a big four articleship experience, it's not enough. It is something, but it is not enough. And definitely a person with good knowledge can compete with the big four. So mid-size here, it's a tie. Okay, in the first and second points, it's a tie between the both. Okay, now the third thing that I feel why big fours versus mid-size the competition is because in mid-size you have an exposure of all the domains, but in big four organizations we only have one domain. So guys, what happens is, uh, in your big four organizations, we always have this thing that we are thrown into one domain. Okay, and we specialize in that domain. We have multiple audits. A good article, if he has worked for 2 or 3 years, if he has worked for 2 years, he would have worked over 15 clients. Okay, like some areas he would have done, not the full-fledged audit I'm talking about. And in mid-sized firms you get overall exposure. Okay, but see, again, in this point, both have their pros and cons. Okay, when you're working in detail, you know, chappa chappa of audit or any domain for that matter, nobody is better than you in it. Okay, and if you're trying to establish your own firm and you want it to be solely for audit, it's great for you because you've understood the basics of audit. But at the same time, a negative here is that in big fours we have our own softwares. We have, like, the clients already, they are existing in the in our, like, in the client listing of a particular team. Okay, I am not the one who's inviting. Already my directors and all, they have already invited the clients to EY, correct? So it's not something I'm learning, but in mid-sized firms, you learn how invites are brought into the business, okay? How everything starts. You also take part in the planning process. In Big Fours, you may not take part in the planning process. Hence, if I talk about the fact that about the domain exposure, about further things about planning, about understanding how to bring clients into the business, how to start your own business after becoming a CA, your own practice, then of course mid-sized firms are better, because big fours at the same time, they might offer you in-depth knowledge, but they won't teach you how to practice CA. They will only teach you how to be a master in the domain, but it will not teach you how to be a practicing child accountant. That's the crux of this point. Anyway, the fourth point is a very simple and a very common point. When you're in big fours, the work culture, work environment, all these things are different from mid-sized firms. Okay, your timings are different. The way we are supposed to be dressed up, about our professional behavior, uh, the relationship between the managers and the articles is very different. Okay, in the mid-sized firm, it's very open. Okay, it's not very conservative, and it's very interactive also. At the same time, in big fours, we don't interact much with the managers. We only interact with our execs. The freshly qualified chartered accountants are probably 2 or 3 years with experience of chartered accountants. But in mid-sized firms, you directly get to be in contact with the directors. So I feel that on a personal level, you get insights better in mid-sized firm from your seniors. But in big fours, it depends upon you entirely. I have seen articles having good bonds with the directors also. I've seen articles not talking to anybody also. So it depends upon you only. In big fours, at least you'll have an environment where you'll be surrounded by CAs every day. It depends upon you what you are absorbing from them. But yes, in mid-size you will have more opportunities to interact with the seniors. In big fours, you will have to make those opportunities for yourself. Now, the fifth point, the work exposure. See, in big fours, you will always have better clients, listed clients. You will also have businesses like Oracle China. You will also be doing, see, as in India, we have NAFRA. So some companies who have their operations in US also, they have to comply with PCAOB. So these kind of things you get to learn in big fours, where you learn to operate new softwares, you learn a lot about AI. Then we have Digi audit, then we have GAM, we have a lot of things. We have our own softwares, we have our own techniques of audit, we have our own procedures, we have our own atlas also. We refer that. We have our private websites from which we gain the data about the business's competitors, SWOT analysis, their key personnel, everything. So in Big Fours, you have exposure which is unmatched anywhere, and the best part is we get better clients here. Okay, I have heard. See, with EY we have Brigade, we have Prestige, then we have Oracle, Hitachi, Flipkart, Zepto, MTR, all these clients are with us. Ashirwad, Patanjali, you name a client, it is with Big Fours. Okay. So in Big Fours, you get to do better clients. However, in mid-size firms, suppose LIC also was with one of the mid-size, okay. So in mid-size also, you might or may not get good clients. But at the same time, what I feel is that exposure wise, big fours win, because big fours, they will not just teach you your articleship, they will teach you how to act in corporates, how to, a lot of skills are being taught. Okay, it's not just your articleship, it is more about your personality, communication skills, your business etiquettes, AI, a lot of sessions on work life balance, all these things go on. Okay, so if you're looking for a good work life, then yes, big fours are the thing for that. Now, the sixth point, which I feel that articleship students should not face, but it's financial, the financial aspect of articleship. Big Fours offer the same stipend, which is 15K for the first year and 20K for the second year. However, mid-sized firms may offer as low as 3,000 per month, and some mid-sized firms also offer good stipend between 8K, 9K. Some will also offer 10K, 14K, 15K. I have rarely heard for the first year above 15K, but some may offer. I'm not sure if they do. Anyhow, so when you're looking from the financial perspective, a lot of people choose Big Fours for the financial thing, but at the end of the day, I will say that it is not your age to. I know that in life some problems may come, but you're still a student. You shouldn't be thinking about money terms only. Yes, it is a perk, but at the same time, think about the first five factors I listed because they are most important for your CA journey. All right, now I feel that these are the major factors that you should consider. But yes, the last factor, which I feel that everybody at one time or another feels, like two factors. One is industrial training. See, if you're in big first, if you're in mid size, I feel industrial training will again only be impacted to the level that your CV gets shortlisted easier when you have big four experience. But I've seen a lot of people coming from mid-sized firms and going into top companies for industrial training, be it JP Morgan, be it Aditya Birla. So ITC also. So it doesn't matter. Like what I have seen, it doesn't matter really. But yes, again, for the CV shortlisting, for the references purpose, of course, Big Fours will offer you an edge. Now, talking about the last point, the seventh point, uh, it is mostly about your future. Do you want to have a practice? Do you want to continue your job after becoming a CA? Or do you want both? Some years job, then your own practice. See, as I said, Big Fours will not teach you how to bring clients to the business. They will not teach you how the planning phase is done. That is mostly at the senior level, the director, partner, and managers level. It doesn't happen with the articles. You'll be lucky if you're participating in the decision making, setting the audit program, and all that. Or for any other domain, you'll have your separate things going on. But in mid-sized firms, you have more exposure as to all these things. But at the same time, in big fours, you get exposure to the clients. You understand how the business works. So both of them have their own benefits. What my recommendation is, because I also want to start my own practice after some years, once I've worked in a good big four or a good company after qualifying, and I've also had Miri Jama Punji to start my business. So even I have thought about it, but I feel that I would stick to Big Fours only for some time because uh, what I feel is that getting clients into the business, this is not something which will take much time to learn about the compliances of audit, about the compliances of law, about the in-depth knowledge, about me building myself to that level that I can start my own business. Me trying to understand the core areas of audit, that is more important for me. So that is why I've chosen for me that no, I will pursue this only. But I've had my friends who we qualified in the same attempt and they are focusing on mid-size because they feel that they don't want to get only one domain exposure because when they start their firm they want multiple domains in their own practice. So this is a very subjective decision. I will not say this wins. It is completely up to you. I have made up my mind. Some people may have made up their own mind. You also make your own you also make up your own mind because at the end of the day it's going to impact your future CA journey and your life. So if you want any more guidance, I will be happy to make a video, but I was getting a lot of requests, so I made this video instantly. Anyhow, all the very best, guys. Do let me know how it goes for you, and if you have any doubts, you can comment down below, or you can message me on LinkedIn, or you can mail me, and I will be happy to reply to you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Take care.